Sitting in there in my shop charging batteries, my normal nightly ritual that I do pretty much every night. And I took, let's see, today it rained here the majority of the day, probably 3/4 of the day. I was about to head out and I didn't realize it was going to rain, and I kind of heard a little rumbling, and all of a sudden I got a notification on my phone. So I pulled up the radar and looked, and I was like, wow, this ain't fixing to be a little old summertime shower on this one. This one's fixing to be pretty good. So it's kind of bound up here at the house majority of the day. It did give, once it finished raining, it gave me time to go out there. The trees that are behind my dog kennel, down that fence road down through there, they're on me. They're gigantic sweet gum trees. And there was about 8 of them that could have flattened my pole barn and the dog kennel and all that stuff down through there. So I took and worked on those this afternoon. I'd worked on them a little bit since I got the new lift, like taking the tops out of them, because the trees had just done gotten too dang big, and this American one of them hadn't got blown over yet with all these storms that we have, because, I mean, we have them. It seems like we have multiple of them every week. So I completely got the rest of them topped, and I topped them. I'm talking about I butchered these trees because I don't want them to grow no more. They're sweet gums. I can't stand them things. So got them. I got some cleanup to do that I'll clean up. But anyhow, speaking of trees, this past weekend, this is going to be just a talking video. I ain't going to be showing nothing else or anything. This past weekend on Saturday, we had 2 people killed on Highway 8 over at Houston, Mississippi, which is only about 50 miles from me right here on State Highway. A tree fell on their car while they was going down the road, killed 2 of them. I think it injured 2 more that was in the car pretty bad. And then that was on Saturday. And then on Sunday, right here in Lowndes County, the county that I live in, on Highway 50, right before you get to the Highway River Bridge going over the Tombigbee River, there's a road there called Officers Lake Road. They were right there in that Officers Lake Road area on another state highway. A tree evidently snapped and broke. We had some bad winds come through Saturday or Sunday afternoon, because I went and did an emergency job that a pecan limb broke out and was on the service line. Had it pulled probably 7 or 8 feet out of whack. But anyhow, there was a tree on the highway broke, and it hit, sounds like had to have been a van trailer behind an 18-wheeler, hit the van trailer and came off the top of it and went right into a Toyota Tundra pickup truck, and it killed a husband and a wife. They were in their early 40s, killed both of them right there. Well, it killed the husband, and then I think the wife died later there, shortly thereafter. But man, trees ain't no joke. And I saw them talking about all this right here, because most people, they got trees around their houses and stuff like that, and they never really look at them. And, it's a good idea to kind of pay attention to them, look at them, look at the forks in the trees. If you see a fork that's a real tight fork, like your fingers, like that, that's called bark inclusion, and those are not good. If they're more spread out like your thumb is right there, that's pretty good. Those are pretty strong, but it's good and tight like that right there. It's real easy for those to break out. So you got pines, sweet gums are notorious. Pecans snap real easy. Ash snap pretty easy too. So just kind of keep an eye on that stuff like that. And if you have something, you may want to get somebody in the tree service industry to come take a look at it and see what they think about it. Get you somebody that'll talk to you, not somebody that's just a tree cutter, somebody that will come in and kind of fill you in on information, how you know who to call. That's kind of tough, because I do a lot of that stuff like that and everything, talking to people. And if you're driving down the road and you're the area where you live, the town, the county, or anything like that, and you see a problem tree like this leaning out over the road, and you watch it over time, and it seems like it's leaning more and more, contact your county or your city, the road manager or the supervisor or whoever's there that's over that area. Say, hey, look, I don't know if y'all have noticed this tree or not, but right here in such and such area, May need to look at it and get it, y'all may need to address that tree and work on it. Because we just had one about a month ago that fell on New Hope Road. This is the main road that goes through New Hope, the area where I live right here. And I had watched that tree. Matter of fact, there's about 4 down through there that's like it. And I had watched it. And that thing had just leaned and leaned and leaned. And it finally fell down, took out part of the guardrail on the bridge, and wiped out the entire 3-phase power line on the other side. Knocked the big majority of people out of power in New Hope. And if a car would have been coming through there, it would have whacked them. But don't ride around or don't walk around with your blinders on. You see something, mention it to somebody, get it addressed, and maybe somebody will do something about it. But bad deal, because there's a lot of trees like that fall on cars and stuff when they're going down the road. So I still don't have my 5500 back yet. I talked to them, which when y'all watch this will be the day before yesterday. It had a lot of stuff to be done on it. And so I'm hoping that after y'all watch this video, or while y'all watching this video, I'll get the call on that, maybe. And it'll be back ready, because I need it back where I can get back to rolling. I'm working out of my silver truck, which is not near as fun to work out of as my 5500 is, because I have to throw everything in the bed of it to work out of it. So it is what it is. But anyhow, so y'all have a great day. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.